Friends, the principle that has been laid down and recognized under admission is only self-harming statements are admissible against the maker of such statement. In that connection, we have seen that section 18 speaks about the persons who are directly related to the parties to the suit, or they themselves are representing the suit. Their statements, if they are self-harming, are operating as an admission against them. So the scope of section 18 is such that the parties that are directly involved in the suit, their own admissions, if they are self-harming, they are operating as relevant against themselves. Section 19 speaks about something different things. It speaks that sometimes the admissions by the stranger to the suit also become relevant. According to section 19, it states that admission by a person whose position or liability is to be proved in the suit or proceeding. So the dispute or the suit proceeding is going on, and the parties involved in it, they are arguing against each other. But as we have seen, the parties who are involved in the suit, their admissions, if they are self-harming, how they are relevant under section 18. But in case of section 19, there are certain persons who are not directly involved in the suit or proceeding. They are stranger to the suit, but still, due to their special position or the circumstances that makes them liable for certain things, that allows their statements, which are certainly self-harming and that can operate as relevant against the party to the suit. So what the section 19 is talking about, it is just talking about admissions by the strangers or the persons whose position or liability is to be proved, is necessary to be proved in order to resolve the dispute. We'll take an example. A is an agent who collects rent for B from C. So B is basically a landlord, C is a tenant, A is an agent. So the duty to collect the rent that has been assigned by B, that is landlord, to A, who is an agent. But what has happened, B, the landlord, has sued A for failure to collect the rent from C. So it is contested by B that A has not performed his duty. Now the question is whether the admission of C, that is the tenant, is relevant or not. Actually, what has happened, the agent A has denied the charges, the allegations, and he has stated in the court that C, the tenant, doesn't owe any kind of due towards him. So according to agent, he is trying to convey that C has paid his rents properly. But on the contrary side, B, the landlord, is arguing that A has not performed his duties. Now, when the C, who is basically a tenant, he states or makes an admission that he owes rent towards B, that is the landlord, that becomes relevant. Why it is so? Because the position or the liability is of C, that we have to take into account. unless and until it is clear that C is liable or not, and the statement, the very statement or admission operates against A is trying to convey that he is still having liability for the payment of, we'll take examples. That means there is an accident or an admission made by a lorry driver, the tenant, and as soon as the accident operates, he admitted that the accident has caused due to his own negligence. When the suit has been filed against the truck or lorry owner by the affected party of negligence and compensation for the damages of the same, the statement made by the truck driver or the lorry driver that it was his negligence that has caused the accident is an admission, and as he is working on behalf of the owner of the lorry, that admission of the truck driver will be considered as an admission and of the truck owner, and as the admission of the truck driver is self-harming statement, therefore it operates as relevant against the truck owner in this case.